Hey. Okay. So, I kind of want to know. I feel like this audio is okay, but I'm just gonna check real quick. Hold on. Okay, we're good. Cause y'all see I'm using a mic, right? I'm using a mic today. Okay. This podcast has started to be uploaded already to the audio version, so I do want to not make it super weird for my listeners that are on like Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts and all of the good audio podcast type deals. But yeah, I want to start by just going over some stuff that happened this week has been very eventful. It's crazy because TMI, is it TMI for I Am Not My Womb podcast? I need to get better at like actually introducing myself and whatnot. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Tayla X. I am a birth sister, which is also known as a doula. And what a doula is we basically help women with everything from fertility to postpartum, breastfeeding, nutrition, all of those things in the middle, labor support, all of those things, prenatal appointments, all of those things in the middle. So that's what a doula is. We provide physical and emotional support. Educational support is what this podcast is going to be about. So shout out to the educational support. Also, I am a mom of two beautiful babies. I have a 9-year-old and a 4-year-old, and boy and a girl, both everything that I could even imagine. They are everything. So that's me. Also, I am a natural remedies junkie. So when my son was younger, he was injured by a certain thing that we're not even going to talk about right now because y'all probably heard it before. But if you have joined any of my actual classes, then I say, everything that went down. But basically, my son had some things going on when he was younger, and it led me to this natural remedies journey where basically I make all of my soaps, facial care products, shampoos, lotions, everything is made in-house. So that way I know exactly what's in it. I know exactly what's bothering them, and I could take it from there. So that is my life. And what was I going to say after that? Oh, I Am Not My Womb podcast. I didn't introduce that last time. So I'm trying to get better at this whole podcast life. But I Am Not My Womb podcast was created for women. So the title I Am Not My Womb just kind of signifies that you don't have to be so caught up into thinking that, oh, the miscarriage, oh, the stillbirths, oh, the infertility, oh, the this, and all of those things do not make you who you are as a woman. And also, I'm a firm believer of natural remedies and natural healing. So, any of those things can be healed through time, love, and care. So, tonight's topic, okay, let's put it up on the screen. I got my little thingy ready. Tonight's topic is how do we hold the mothers and not the babies? This for me is really important. But before we even get into the topic, I'm using a mic. Ain't that so professional? Isn't it cute? I remember I got this a really long time ago when I first started the podcast, and then I don't know, I guess I stopped using it. But what I realized about wanting to use it again is that there was some kind of background noise in the last podcast. So I'm just kind of testing things out to see if it make a difference, basically. So if it don't make a difference, then I don't know if you're gonna see it the next podcast. But we shall see. Anywho, if you are joining me for the first time, second time, or the third time, feel free to say hey to me in the chat. Even if you're watching this on the replay, say hey to me. If you are on the audio podcast, come over to YouTube and say hey to me, because I don't think you could comment on there. But I'm on YouTube at Birth Sister Tayla. I'm on everywhere at Birth Sister Tayla. Well, the only two places really is YouTube and Instagram. I'm also on TikTok, but honestly, TikTok been I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on TikTok. Okay, so when we talk about doulas and educational support, right? My son about to bust in the door any minute. But when we talk about doulas and educational support, I'm just thinking that TikTok's not the place to be giving out educational support. That's really what I'm thinking. Hey, Bear.
Can I ask you a question about what happened last night when you came out?
Yes, but can you do it later? I'm kind of doing a video right now.
Oh, it's quick though.
Let me mute. Okay, sorry about that. My son. Okay, so you gonna give him my water? Okay, you better bring it back too. Don't drop it. Okay, sorry. What was I saying? The educational support does not belong on TikTok. I don't know why, but they just not interested in that. I feel like YouTube is gonna be like kind of like my go-to place in podcasts because that's where people are actually trying to learn information. And I'm out here trying to give y'all information, and TikTok is trying to troll me, and I ain't got time for that. So thank you. They brought back the water empty.
It still feel loud. You gotta go loud again.
Okay, so he was thirsty. But yeah, okay. So other than that, my week has been pretty well. I started a new job this week and it's remote, so I'm working from home. I actually started last week, but I was training last week, and this week I was like in it. And bruh, I actually had a meltdown day. It's so funny because the last time I remember having a meltdown day at work was when I was serving. I was a very new server. And yeah, I had dropped the man's credit card. I don't think that's what it really was. I think it was just like a overwhelmed thing because like I was overwhelmed with tables. We were super busy and it was only two servers on the floor, me and somebody else that was super experienced, and he's just like walking. I'll never forget. His name was Fareed. He was a good man. So he was just walking like slowly normal. It was so funny, and I was like sweating and like trying to get everybody order and flustered. But that was my first time ever actually being a server. That was at Ruby Tuesday, and I remember one of the checkbooks had like the slit was like I'm gonna have to put in the description when this podcast actually starts because I'm kind of just telling y'all stuff about my week right now. But I remember the description, or not the description, the checkbook, you know, where you have that slot where you put their credit card, it had a little like rip in it. So I don't remember if I noticed before I put it in, but I know I put the card in the slot, hurried up and ran to drop it off to him. Sister Victoria, walaikum salam. Thanks for coming, girl. Because don't nobody be in the chat but you. They just be watching me ramble. So, but it's fine. I know y'all probably listening and doing other stuff, and that's fine. But yeah, so I remember I ran to the table, dropped that off, and I'm thinking, like, okay, you know, I got other stuff to do. And then the dude was standing up by his table, yelling, "Where's that server?" and blah blah blah. And I was like, that's my table. So I go over there and he's like, "Where's my card?" And he just started going off of me. But anyway, long story short, that's the last time I actually had like a little meltdown at work. So I was 18 or 19. I think I was 19. Because I remember on my 19th birthday, I was like celebrating, got some new jobs or whatever. I had like 3 jobs at the time. So that was one of the 3. Girl, do you see the mic though? Is the audio crispy or no? I'm not sure, but is it crispy? Okay. But yeah, I wanted to use the mic to see if I could block out some of the background noise. Don't know if it's helping, but here we are. But yeah, so I was 19 and now 10 years later, ain't that crazy? Hey, sounding crispy. Ain't that crazy? 10 years later, I have another meltdown at work. Because I swear after that, I got so comfortable. Like I remember after that meltdown, the guy that I was working with, Fareed, he actually pulled me to the side and he was like, "Don't ever let a customer make you cry." And he kind of told me about myself a little bit. He was like, "Don't ever, like, who cares? Like, blah, blah, blah." I can't remember exactly word for word what he said, but he basically was like, "Girl, like, check your feelings. Like, this is not a emotional time right now." So after that, I was just like, okay, well, I'm just here to serve tables and make my tips and go home, you know? Okay, good. It sounds silent because it's not. So that's good. But yeah. So after that, I was just pretty like laid back at work. Just like I said, he was just walking slow and getting things done still. So that's how I found out basically how to get my groove and work. So now I got this new job where we haven't even got into the topic yet, Sister Victoria. I'm kind of just rambling about my week. But now I got this new job, and during the training week, I was like, oh, this is gonna be piece of cake. Like, bro, where could this go wrong? I was like telling him, throw me on the phones. Like, they was trying to keep me off the phones. I'm like, throw me on the phones. This is gonna be easy. Okay, yeah, I definitely will. I'm gonna send it to you after this. I think I just got it off Amazon. It's cute though. Look, it's like a little rose color ish, you know. But yeah, so this week was the first full week of me being by myself, and my trainer was actually training somebody else. So it was kind of like man, bro. Okay, first of all, I could get in touch with him, but I kept accidentally chatting with the wrong people. Like at first, it's two people in my job with the same name but different last name. So I'm literally telling him all my problems, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I think you're gonna need the other Brendan for that." I was like, the other what?" I was like, "Bruh." I instantly just started crying because I was so overwhelmed with like I had so many different little issues that I needed help with right then and there. And that's what caused me to have a meltdown. Okay, so I said all that to say that today I started my cycle. So today I started my cycle, which I first thought was a week early, right? And it's not. I went back to my calendar to actually check the dates. Really, Sis V, we linked up. No. I'm sorry. I don't know if you wanted me to put that out there. Oh my God. Tell me earlier. Oh, exactly. I'm like, bruh. He was really he was concerned and he was trying to help me though. So I was like, man. But okay, look, this is how I started my cycle, Sis V. I'm at a birth. So I got called in on a birth yesterday, last night. I went to her house probably about 9:30. I got there. She an hour away from my house. So far. But I got called in on a birth, went to her house. Bruh, she's nowhere near in labor. I talked about this a little bit earlier on my Instagram live, just briefly. She's nowhere near in labor. I think I need to do a whole podcast on the fact that we don't need to show up before this woman is in labor. Like, do y'all know that according to ACOG, maybe, which is American College of Obstetricians, something like that. Look up ACOG. Let's look it up together. Because what else we got going on? Let's do a Chrome tab. No, I gotta open up a tab. Okay. Bam. Yeah, let's look this up together because according to them, you're not in actual labor. ACOG. I don't know if it's gonna be an easy search because I had the actual document saved on my computer, but me don't know if that's gonna be easy for me to find. Let's see if I can just type in active labor. Look, active labor definition. Let's see if they say it. I didn't click on the active labor definition, but let's see. So the reason why this is important though, because I'm glad they even brought up cesarean sections. The reason why this is even important, and mind y'all, I'm really sorry if I'm holding y'all, but we're not even on the topic yet. We're gonna get there though. This is all coming together. Trust me. Okay, let's go back up. I'm gonna do active labor definition, or I should put like dilation. I could tell y'all, but I like to show y'all too, so that way y'all don't think I'm just pulling it out of nowhere. Let's see. Is you it? Safe preventions of the primary cesarean. And by primary cesarean, they mean the first one. Because if we could prevent the first one, then it's less likely that you're going to have all these other interventions later, basically, is what they're saying. So, 1 in 3 women who give birth in the United States do so by cesarean, which is crazy. Skimming through. All right, well, while I'm looking for this, I'm gonna just tell y'all the number change from 4 centimeters to 6 centimeters. So at first it was 4 centimeters, you're considered in active labor. The problem with them considering 4 centimeters in active labor is that 4 centimeters is just not quite there yet. And this ain't helping. I'll drop the link in the chat if y'all really want to look over this, but I was really hoping. Okay, look. Definition of abnormal first stage of labor. Okay. Active phase arrest traditionally has been defined as the absence of cervical change for 2 hours. Okay, so that's what I was going to get into. So if they check you and they say you are 4 centimeters, and then 2 hours later they check you again and you still 4 centimeters, that is the failure to progress. That's what led to so many cesareans before, like, I don't know when this got changed, like maybe the 2000s or something like that. I'm still gonna drop the link for y'all if y'all want to actually dig into this. But now it is 6 centimeters. So once you are 6 centimeters, now you are actually considered to be in active labor. Okay. And I'm gonna try to find the documents. Ooh, yeah. And I'm gonna try to find the document that shows. Let me drop this link real quick. That shows when exactly the change was, because it was like some type of research that was done, and they realized that we might be giving away a little bit too many cesareans based off of this 4 centimeters. So when I got to the mom house last night, she was not in no labor. She was not in no labor at all. No. And y'all want to know how I can know that she wasn't? Because when I came in, she was greeting everybody. Can I get you anything? Shaking hands. Nice to meet you. My name is so-and-so. This is so-and-so. Like socializing. I'm like, why are we here? And then this is my very first time coming to a birth as a student midwife. So this is different now. If I was her doula, this would be a whole different conversation. The doula was there, the sister was there, and then there was one midwife with 2 student midwife assisting her, right? Why are all these people here such you not in labor? And then the other thing with the hospitals checking us were 4 centimeters. So, okay, let's admit you. Now we're going to do blood drawing. Now we're going to have you fill out these forms for your insurance. We're going to ask you a million questions. And then we wonder why 2 hours later, you're still 4 centimeters. You can literally stall a mom's labor by keeping her brain activity going when it's too early. Now, when she's in active labor, you can still stall her labor, but it's not much talking or questions you can ask that's gonna bother her. She's really, really focused. So she gonna maybe nod and shake her head, and then that'll be it. So yeah, I got called to a birth last night. As y'all can see, I'll be going on these little rants along the way, but I think I'm gonna start time stamping this stuff so y'all don't have to watch my rants if y'all don't want to, but I appreciate y'all. So I went to a labor last night. I ended up leaving at like 3 a.m. She's still not in active labor when I left. Still not in active labor. Not based off of, oh, did we check her and what was her dilation? Because they did check her when they first got there, before I even got there. They checked her and she was 4 centimeters. the reason why I know she wasn't in active labor when I left at 3 a.m. is because from midnight to 3 a.m., no, for real. That would be nice because sis was far. But the reason why I know she was not in active labor at 3 a.m. is because from midnight to 3 a.m., sis was snoring, which is great. That's great. In early labor, you're supposed to rest. So that's beautiful. But in early labor, you're not supposed to have your house full of company. So whatever. That's a whole nother topic for another day. But I said all this to say that it was a full moon. I thought her baby was going to come. And what actually came was my cycle. And then I thought it was a week early because what it has been doing is coming every Saturday that I have class, which is the third Saturday of every month. But I guess July has some extra weeks and August got some extra weeks or whatever. So I miscounted. And then I thought I was a week early. Then as soon as I got in the car, I'm like, bro, this can't be happening. Like I'm thinking her labor basically triggered my cycle to just start up. And I was kind of blue about that. But I'm like, this can't be happening to me. So what I did was went to my calendar and I literally counted. Y'all, I'm 29 days every single month. 29 days, like a clock, literally. Like it don't change. So yep, today was day 29 and now it's day 1. So anyway, thank y'all for listening to my drama. Hey Jess. Thank y'all for listening to my drama. We're about to get into the topic now, okay? So tonight's topic, let me put my banner back up there, is how do we hold the mothers and not the babies? So for me, this is like, okay, for me, did y'all hear Jaylani in the background or is my audio still crispy? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, for me, this is really important because of my doula training. So my doula training was really all about changing the dynamic in how we give birth. And okay, cool. So it is canceling out some background noise. Cool. Okay. But it was all about changing maternal health. I don't even want to say maternal mortality or Jaylani. Oh, dang, she can't close it. Ma'am, can you close that bottom door? She brought me this appeal for her, but she doesn't know how to fully close that pull-out door at the bottom of the refrigerator. So the refrigerator just cracked open. Can you try to close that bottom door, please? Anywho, look, she's struggling. Thank you, Bear. Okay, so it's all about changing. So her model, my doula instructor, which is Nicole Deggins, I love her. She is a midwife herself. Her name on Instagram is Sister Midwife, and her slogan model type thing is "Birth is the revolution." And when she goes into detail about that thing, like, ooh, she's not playing about that. Like, birth is the revolution, because if we really change the way we give birth, we can change the outcome of mothers, babies, families, communities. Like, it's huge. So her main focus for us, her students, was to really hold the mothers and not the babies. She was like, she just said straight up too. She was like, your job is not to go over there and be all up in some baby face and be holding a baby. And even though y'all know I'm addicted to babies, so I try not to stalk y'all babies, but it's hard. But I try to center all my visits. Because of that, I try to center all of my visits around what can I do for the mom? Because I know as a mom too, besides the training, I know as a mom, if my cup is full, this generic saying, but that's 100% real. If my cup is full, then my babies are going to excel, period. Doesn't matter. If I'm happy, healthy, taken care of, then my baby's going to be good. That's just like a domino effect. So like we say it all the time, but it's literally, I bear witness to it. I bear witness because during a time where I had lost my dad and I was not taking care of myself, it was a lot of other things that was not getting taken care of as well. And it's a domino effect. When the mom is not doing well, the household falls. And y'all know that too. Y'all know that too, because when y'all be sick, you still cooking and cleaning because it's not going to get done if you don't. Or if you too sick to do that, then it's still not going to get done if you don't. Like we should know just by watching how families work, even in single parent households. Even in single parent households, when the mom is not doing well, it's a domino effect of other things that are not doing well. So if I can really pour into moms, then I don't have to worry about the babies. I don't have to worry about the babies. I know that mom is well fed and she's well taken care of and she knows she's supported. So whatever her baby needs, she can do that. But I think we be having it a little bit backwards of who comes first. So a lot of times, and not to get into like drama or whatever, but just using my life as an example, a lot of times we have the dads that are not out of the home. Okay, like in my situation, I'm not a single parent, but I live in a single parent household. So when it's me here in this house, I'm a single parent in this household. And the dad is on the outside looking in, like, I just want to take care of my children. I don't want to take care of you. Which, okay, cool. That makes sense. But how do you do that? Like, how do you literally do that? Like, I would like him to actually give me an example of how you can do that. How can you take care of just the children and not the mom? Because if the mom is taken care of, if she's not stressed out, guess what? My milk supply is up. Like when Jaylani was younger, my milk supply is up. My hair not shedding, so I'm not freaking losing my mind every week. I can pour into my babies. I can pour into doing ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. But when I'm stressed out, like, why do you expect high performance from somebody that's stressed out? That just does not make sense to me. So I completely understand. I'm not going to call them no names. I'm not going to call them bitter. I'm not. Yep. And you do it with excitement. Like you are happy to do it. And Sister Victoria, that's literally how I've been feeling when I get up and have those hours to myself before my babies get up. Like, and then Jaylani wants all my attention. Let's do it. What you want to do, girl? Let's do it. Literally, I'll be ready for her to wake up. Like, it gets to the point where I've been up reading this book for so long that it's like, when is she about to wake up? So yes, we do it with excitement and not exhaustion and being overwhelmed. Exactly. Because you're not gonna get high quality care for your children that you claim that you care so much about the children, but you don't want to pour into the mom. And this is me using my life as an example, but this goes for complete households too. When the dad is in the household, you think that you're gonna get a happy life with an unhappy wife. How does that work? How does that work? Because I can guarantee you, if we switch the roles and the men are in these positions where they're extremely unhappy at their job, they're being mistreated, they're always being talked down on, they're not going to perform as well at their job. So as a woman, if you're telling me my job is to make sure the babies are well fed, dressed appropriately, clean, hair clean, all of these things, taken care of if they're sick, being taught things constantly, we're not letting their mental go to waste, all of these things. If you're telling me that's my job, but then I'm not being supported, I'm being talked down on, like, how can I perform well? So a lot of times I feel like that was literally just my first point. We forget who comes first, and that's the mom. There's no way around it. There's no way around how you're going to be able to, I'm going to just take care of my children, and I ain't going to worry about the mom. She on her own. Okay. Unless you a full-time dad and the mom somewhere off in the wilderness, then maybe that do work out. But, okay. Anywho, the other thing I wanted to talk about, is normalizing mother care, mother parties, mother showers, whatever we want to call them. Because I know a lot of times we get so accustomed to like traditional stuff, like baby showers, gender reveals, the sip and see. All of these things are geared towards the baby, celebrating the baby, which is beautiful. Cool. But let's go back to the first point. That baby's going to be spoiled if the mom is spoiled. You can spoil the baby all day long, but if that mom is not poured into, it's not going to transfer over. Because at the end of the day, a baby does not care how many outfits they got. Some adults do, but a baby do not care. Mom, like when they grow up, can you picture your son or daughter being like, Mom, when I was younger, I only had 3 onesies. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They really don't. I know that all the family members think they're going to get the baby the cutest outfit and they're going to thank me for it later. Or they're going to remember me as the best auntie for buying this outfit. No, the children do not care. What they're going to care about is, I could tell my mom was unhappy. My mom cried a lot. That's what they remember. That's what they remember. Yes, baby. Yes, ma'am. You can have another one. It just don't make sense to me at all. At all. Like, I think it's beautiful. Pour into the babies. Yes, yes, yes. But you're not gonna skip over somebody. You cannot skip over somebody. Like during prenatals, who gets their blood pressure checked? Who gets asked all the questions? They don't just say, well, we're not here to take care of the mom. This is prenatal care. This is about the baby. Like, no, that's not. Oh, girl, you closed it by yourself. Good job. That's not making sense. It's not adding up for nobody. So we need to start normalizing things like I've been seeing nesting parties. So where family comes in and they help the mom wash the baby's clothes, clean bottles or whatever, get the baby's room ready, area ready, the mom's area ready. Basically taking some of that load off the mom because she was going to do that anyway. She's going to do that anyway. Like we think we throw these huge baby showers and what we do is overwhelm the mom because now they have a bill to pay, a table to clean up, toys to sanitize, whatever gifts you bought to sanitize, laundry to wash. Like, yes, we be grateful. Yes, don't get me wrong. But babies are not sitting around wondering how many toys I got. How many, even when they get a little bit older, like my children, they don't care how many pairs of shoes they got. And they want to know, is they finna go swimming today? Are they about to go to the park? Are we about to read something together? Are we going to watch a movie together, mommy? They want to know that stuff. They don't care about how many outfits they got and how many Jordans they got. Like, that's trash. So a lot of times when we be thinking about gifting, I always think like, what can I get that's going to make the mom's life easier? If I'm really poor into the mom, I don't have to worry about the baby ever. I don't have to worry about the baby. Okay. So normalizing mother care versus baby showers and all of that stuff. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to talk about for this is mental care. So there's mental, physical, and emotional. And I kind of feel like the mental and emotional we're going to kind of talk about together. But regardless, the word that came to my head when I thought about this was boundaries. And I really feel like that I have a very unique story and like way of life. It's kind of weird, but I don't know. I don't even know how to really describe it or put a name on it yet. But basically, like my postpartum, I was completely solo. Like I was solo. I don't have no parents. I don't have no family members, like outside family members like that. It was just really just me, my children, my children's father, and his family. So for me, I literally had to, I don't even want to say I had to learn because I just really just had it in me already for some reason. Like I was standing 10 toes down. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what you said. It didn't matter what you said about, oh, you breastfeeding again. Oh, when you going back to work and all of this. Like for me, boundaries is like my superpower. Like you're not finna be able to move them. You're not gonna be able to move them. If I don't want to do this, I'm not gonna do this. It does not matter how much influence you think you have over me. So that's one thing where it's like, if more women pulled into their boundaries more, like I really feel like we would change things, because there's such a big difference between going with the flow. Like we talk about going with the flow sometime with our doctors, but we also be going with the flow with our family because we love them. And that's just not cool. I just don't like it. It's just not cool. And I think, matter of fact, now that I'm breaking this down, I think that's the reason why I don't go with the flow, because what family? I just told you I don't have no parents. I don't have no outside family members like that. Like, what family? So I never had a reason to go with the flow. It's always been outsiders to me. To me, outsiders. Those are my children's family, but y'all some outsiders. I don't know y'all like that. So for me, it's like there was no reason for me to submit to what y'all had going on. But then also I could bring up another example. My grandmother, I was living with her for a little bit when my son was younger. And how old was he? Boo Bear was, I know it was after a year. And I believe we moved when he was about a year and a half. So it wasn't for that long. It was like a couple months, because it literally was like the equivalent to living in a jail. It was equivalent to living in a jail. I'm about to paint this picture for y'all. Please, just hear me out. This is my grandma, who is my mom's mom. Known her all of my life. When my mom first had me, I stayed at her house. Or I stayed at her house. My mom stayed at her house. So my mom stayed with her mom. So I've known my grandma all my life. Love her near and dear. She's lived in the same house since I was born. That's the house she got right before I was born. She's been in that same house even to right now, to this day. So it's not like, oh, don't have that close relationship. No, every Christmas, summer breaks, whatever. Like I was always over there. That was the place, the drop-off location, basically, for my parents. So I lived with her when Bear was a little bit over 1. So I'm still breastfeeding. And she comes from a generation, we talked about this in the breastfeeding class. She comes from a generation where if you breastfeed, you must be poor. Because why can't you just buy milk? So the reason why my mom, and I talked about this before too, the reason why my mom didn't breastfeed her children is because she wanted postpartum to go stay with her mom. And her mom said, oh, if you're going to be doing that, you can't stay here. So my mom was like, okay, gave us bottles. That is submitting because you love your family. You want that support. That's your mom, blah, blah, blah. And then they had me, who's rebellious to everything, every living thing. And I'm like, oh, you're not going to watch my baby? Okay. Like, who asked you? Who asked you? I remember hearing it from both sides of the family, my side and the dad's side. Oh, them babies gonna be spoiled. They using you as a pacifier, blah, blah, blah. That's what it literally sounds like in my head. Blah, blah, blah. I'm whipping out this boob right here in front of you. That's how I literally was thinking. And it wasn't like a payback thing. It was just like, I know I'm doing what's right for my baby. This is what I chose to do with my life. So why would I let you control that? You're going to hang something over my head like being able to babysit? No, because I have boundaries. That's where I cross the line. That's where you cross the line. Trying to tell me that, no, I shouldn't be doing that no more. And then my son, when I was living with my grandma, let me finish painting the picture for y'all. Literally bars, like steel bars on every single window in the house. There's no possible way you're getting out of any of the windows or doors. Like the screen doors had bars and everything. That's on every window in the house. Then the door, there was 2 doors. There was 2 doors for both the front and the back door. So both have a screen door and a wooden door. This lady has the type of locks where you can't just unlock it, like twist the lock, unlock it, walk out the door. No, you need a key. You need a key to unlock it from the inside. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? From the inside, you need a key to unlock it. Bro, I was living in a jail. And at this time, I'm like 21. Matter of fact, I just made 22. I just made 22 years old. And I'm living in a jail with my 1-year-old. And I'm trying to move out. So I'm like, the only way I know how to move out is I had to take my baby to daycare. And then I had to get on the bus to go to work, because I had a car when I first got there, but then that thing broke down. It broke all the way down. So we was on public transportation for a while until I got another car, which is the same car I have now. But yeah, this was so long ago. It's crazy. But I literally had to ask permission to go to work as a 22-year-old with a child. So it was literally living in a jail. And then every single day, when she saw me breastfeed it was slick comments. Slick comments. So it's like, that's why I said the mental and the emotional, we kind of going to talk about together, because once you have your boundaries, your non-negotiables intact, the mental is going to be very important to protect. So how do we protect the mental? Because I can't assume that everybody is just going to be like me and just be hearing blah, 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 because that's what I was hearing. I didn't care. You could say whatever you want to me. I don't care. All I hear is blah, blah, blah. And I'm still about to do what I want to do. So how do we protect the mental part? So for me, the suggestions that I just came up with, right, is support groups, obviously, talking to people you can relate to, venting to people you can relate to. Journaling is one for sure. And then I also wanted to mention meditation. Meditation and prayer kind of go together. But the meditation part of it is important for me to give to moms because, yes, ma'am. Put it right here. The meditation part is important for me to give to moms because the prayer, you're talking to God, right? And then the meditation is stillness, silence. We all need that moment of silence before we start our day. So I always try to encourage moms to get up earlier than the babies. Like sometimes it's not always doable, but okay, let's say it's not doable. It's ideal to get up before the babies, but let's say it's not doable. So you're up, babies are up too. Give them a task if they're old enough for this task, right? Like my children. All right, y'all, go and brush your teeth. As soon as they leave my room, I'm in my room, my door is locked. This is if I don't get up before them. Now I'm going to turn on some 528 hertz frequency music and have a moment to myself. It don't have to be long. I just need a moment to myself. I literally just need a moment to myself to block out all the noise. And really, it's really, really, really best to do this in the AM before you get started on your day, and in the PM after you end your day, right before you're about to end it. So the mental is going to be, depending on how many obstacles you have, it's going to be kind of heavy. So that's what I wanted to talk about with mother care. So we went over mental, emotional. The emotional is really important because I don't even know how to say this really. The emotional is really important because of not only like the hormones, right? We're going through a little hormonal roller coaster, but also it kind of goes back to what we said in the beginning as far as the mom being excited to start that day, the mom being excited to pour into her babies, the mom being excited to love on her babies. So that's the emotional part. If we don't have that, then it's kind of like it's a drag. Your day is a drag. So this is really like cliche and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I really want to talk about some self-care stuff. And then lastly, but after I talk about this self-care stuff, lastly, we're going to talk about like practical stuff because this is supposed to be about postpartum care. But really like it's so heavy for me on the taking care of the moms because I don't have to worry about the babies if the moms are taken care of. I don't have to worry about how your postpartum is going if the mom is poured into. I don't have to worry about postpartum depression. I don't have to worry about baby blues. I don't have to worry about that if the mom is heavily supported. I don't have to worry about that. So, self-care, right? Cliche, whatever, generic, whatever. But we got to mention it. We got to mention it because there's a big difference between upkeep and self-care. So, upkeep is doing my hair, showering. So, the reason why I even said that so many times because I remember, and did I mention this the last podcast? I remember when before we moved here and Jelani was fresh, 3 months old. I went days sometime without a shower. And I started having some type of resentment for the dad because he would make fun of me. He would literally make fun of me. But then I thought, after some time, not right away, but after some time, I thought, I'm like, well, dang, girl. Dang, my computer about to die. Then after a while, I thought, well, dang, girl, you chose, because I love accountability. You chose to put the house ahead of yourself, to put your children ahead of yourself, to put the dog ahead of yourself. Remember the dog? To put all of these chores, cooking and cleaning, making sure everything was straight, but I was not straight. So you would think something as simple as a shower is going to get done. But I'm sure there's some moms out there that's like, man, I went a minute without one too before. Because by the time I finish all of that stuff, can you give me the charger for this computer, please? Behind your desk. Thank you, girlfriend. Sorry. So, what was I just saying? Oh, yeah. After all those things are complete for the day, bro, I'm so tired. Then my baby wants milk. So it's like, okay, I'm going to lay down and feed her. Then I'm going to get up and get in the shower. No, I'm asleep. I'm finally laying down, taking a nap because I got to get up in 2 hours to feed her again. But showering, man, those is part of upkeep. That's not self-care. So for me, the difference, self-care is, this girl's supposed to be getting a charger from me. Hold on. So upkeep is regular, everyday stuff, right? Normal stuff that we sometimes miss out on because we just be busy. Yes.
It's something during the floor and in the bathroom.
Okay, you still need to go use the bathroom.
Can you come here?
No. I'm going to have your brother help you. James, help her with the bathroom, whatever is going on, because you must have got something crazy. What was I saying? Y'all? Oh, the difference. Okay. So upkeep, regular stuff, showering, taking care of ourselves, all of those good things. It's cute, right? Then we got self-care, which to me is extra stuff. It's extra stuff, and it's very, I don't know how to say this word. Don't laugh at me. Very, and I think I just overthink it. Very specific to what I want to do. To what I want to do, me personally. Me. Now, a lot of people think that getting your nails done is not self-care. To me, it is because it's not required. It's extra. And I get a foot soak and all of this scrub and blah, 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 blah done to me versus me having to do it myself. Now, I think if you're doing it yourself, then it's kind of like upkeep. But if you're going out of the house to get it done, me time, then it is self-care. Getting massages, self-care. Getting a facial, self-care. Extra stuff that you're not going to do yourself. Or it can just simply be, hold on. All right, my bad. It's one right behind her desk. If it's not something like extra, like that costs money, right? It's very specific to what you want to do. If I want to lay in the bed and watch Seinfeld, that is self-care. I'm almost done anyway, but I just want to make sure it don't cut me off in the midst. Thank you, Bear. That is self-care. So it don't have to look fancy or anything. It can simply look like I'm just gonna go for a walk by myself today. Man, those morning walks, oh my God, I don't know where have I been? Those morning walks, like before people are outside, before the children up, when the sun just rises, whoo, I'm gonna take advantage of those until it get cold outside, because that's been everything for me. It's been so nice. But yeah, so it can be very, very, very specific to exactly what you want. If you wanna just soak in a tub, if you wanna just like I said, binge watch something, that's your self-care. That's what you're choosing to do to fill your cup. Okay, so now last but not least, okay, because this was about postpartum care. Do y'all think this is about postpartum care? Let me know in the comments, because I ain't seen no comments in a minute. Do y'all think this is like fitting into the bubble of postpartum care, or did I completely just miss the subject? No. But practical stuff, right? As far as postpartum care. So sitz baths is amazing. Yoni steams. These are just a couple of the things that you can do during your postpartum to kind of lift your mood. Heating pads are, to me, amazing, especially if you're freshly postpartum and you're breastfeeding and the breastfeeding is causing your uterus to contract and you can actually feel it. You know, that's completely normal. You just need a nice little heating pad to help you out with that. The Perry bottle. Oh my goodness, the Perry bottle. Do not go into postpartum without a Perry bottle. The Perry bottle is key to life. It's key. Okay, so if you have any questions about the Perry bottle, please feel free to reach out to me. I love that. Girl, me too. Me too. How many times have I restarted the season? Jess, I love your picture. Did you have that up there last time? I don't think I remember that last time you was here. The other thing I wrote down is to empty your bladder. Like, this is a little bit weird and it kind of don't fit nothing I was just saying. But so the bladder, the way it looks inside, right, is right in front of the uterus. No, like it's kind of like this. So like the uterus like this, and it's kind of like, so it's technically in front, but it's like they're both leaning kind of. So it seems like it might be the bottom, but it's technically the front. So whatever. They say it's in the front. But when it fills up, it causes those cramps that we was talking about with the breastfeeding to be worse. So I always tell moms, like, try to empty your bladder as much as possible. That will help with cramping. And yeah, that's about all I got. I put eating on there, but honestly, I think we kind of went over so much of filling the mom's cup that I don't even need to say that to y'all tonight. So, all right, I am about to get up off of here and go to bed. And the next podcast will be on Wednesday night. I do have a free class coming up, which I want to drop the link for the class just in case anybody is interested. I have a free class coming up next Thursday, and it's all about killing the fear of giving birth. So I'm really hoping that I can help some people go into birth more confident than they were before. You can also find the link, if not in the chat, you can find it at birthsistertayla.com. And that is bam right there. So that class is coming up on Thursday. The next time y'all will see me live on YouTube is Wednesday. And I'm about to have a rest day for the rest of the night. Tomorrow for sure, resting. And then I start working again on Monday. So hopefully I don't have another breakdown moment. But yeah, thanks for listening. Bye, y'all.